Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So on this video, we're going to talk about Google Forms Task and Notes tutorial. And right here, I have a Google form on myself. Before we get into the tutorial itself, I'm going to teach you or show you how it works. So have you ever have a hard time taking notes and tasks at the same time while you're in a Word document or even in Excel? So why not just create a Google form and involve or integrate task and notes with it? So for this one, I have two choices. Let's go for task first. And inside it, they have task description, the importance level, and due date. Now, if you go back and go on notes right now, click next, and this is now going to be a different selection. We also have an upload file for that one, and due date also. By the way, guys, if you're using Google Forms, of course, you're going to also use this one. This is going to be an Excel spreadsheet with the form responses, whatever you have there. For example, what are you thinking about? The task descriptions, importance level, due date, the notes description, the column 6 that's going to be by default, and of course another due date. You can rename this one, for example, file upload, since we have a file upload option from earlier. Alright? You can also name the title of the Excel sheet for this one, task and notes. And basically that's it. We have now a response sheet that we can check each time people answer your questionnaire or yourself, you answer it. So basically, I'm going to teach you how to do this. Let's going to start from scratch. So to start from scratch, of course, since this is a form, type on your URL forms.new. Click enter, and you're going to have this option where you're going to start from scratch. First of all, if you want to design it, you can do that at the end of your creation. Everything for designing and even your text, please do them at the end. Anyway, let's have fun with this one. First, you notice you have questions, responses, and settings. Now, I have a video on Google Form on how to make a quiz. Make sure this is ticked if you want to make a quiz. For responses, you're going to make sure that's going to be ticked. Now, before we get started, I'm going to tell you some very important thing. With this one, under settings, make sure that you're going to share this one to anyone who has access to it. For example, if I click on 3 dots right there, and then add collaborators, making sure that this is going to be now shareable with anyone. Make sure this is going to be anyone with the link. Because for example, you don't have anyone with the same domain, they're not going to be accessing your form. That being said, since this is just going to be your own personal form, let's have fun with it. First of all, let's change the title. That's going to be notes, and task. Now for the first question, of course, we're going to ask ourselves, what are we thinking? Something like that. And then for the option number 1, we're going to go for this one, task. And option number 2, of course, that would be notes. Under here, you need to upload your image, or depending on your preference, that is going to be depending on you. So for task, I have the check mark. And for the notes, I have something in here that's going to be the note symbol on your iOS. And right there. So for this one, of course, I'm going to select this one as required because I really need to choose from one which before proceeding for the next question. Next, you can just simply click on add more question here. However, this is not the one you're going with. This is the normal process, right? But for this one, we're gonna do something that's called branching. So with that being said, add a section, add 2 sections rather. So for the first section, we're gonna go with task. As you can see right here, so we know that if we select task, we're arriving on task section. Under task sections, I've added a question. This is now going to be on my own preference, task description. Take note, guys, this is going to be depending on whatever you want to add here. So task description, I'm going to add a short answer. And with that being said, of course, I'm going to click this as required. So before proceeding, they need to answer this, or I need to answer this. Add another question. I'm going to go for this one, importance level. Now for importance level, there is a new form here that's going to be rating, where you add how much importance it is. You can choose char, heart, you can choose like, in the number of what you want. For example, you only want 3, you only want 5 there, and I'm gonna go for star, going back to 3. I think this is good enough. Now I'm still gonna click on required because I really want everything to be answered at the same time. Now if you click on required, you can notice right there, there is gonna be a red star on each question. That's gonna be the difference of clicking required and not clicking required. Now, for the last question under task, I'm gonna add here task due date, something like that, and automatically form knows that this should be under date. since you have added the word date. Now moving on for the next one, this is now going to be the notes section. Now under notes section, this is now going to be a little bit more different. First, this is going to be notes description, and then change this to a short answer, paragraph. That's going to be depending on your own choice. Under the question for you guys, now this will be file upload. Now for file upload, I'm going to add here, there should be a file upload option where you can continue and link your Gmail. Now after uploading a file upload selection, you can choose from allow only specific file types. For example, that may be document, PDF, video, presentation, and the works. So for my end, I'm not going to allow that one because I want everything to be uploaded. Maximum number of files, you can choose 1 to 5 or 10, that depends on your choosing. And size, of course, from 1 MB to 10 gigabytes. Actually, Google Form is really welcoming for this one since it's still a free trial. I don't have the paid Google Form. It's still giving me a lot of space for 10 gigabytes. You can have a view folder option right there. And again, I'm gonna select required. Lastly, I always add this up. That's gonna be a due date for the notes. Again, that will be a date section. Click required, and basically we're done here, right? So please do not forget about this last step. Rather than changing the theme, of course, other than changing the text style, the header, there is something very important on this part right there. So for this one, make sure you follow this method. Going back on the first questionnaire right there, click on these 3 dots. And for this one, go to section based on answer. So if the answer task, you should go to the task section. If the answer notes, go to the notes section. Please take note, do not forget about this, because if you did not do this, it's just going to be a plain old Google form that doesn't have a branching section. Alright? So to check if this works out, click on the preview option right there. And this is how it should look like. Again, that would be notes. And for the notes, it should be right here. Going back for the task rather, it should be right there. Pretty awesome, right? Now before we wrap things up, right here under responses, make sure you click link to sheets. Making sure you have 2 choices. You can create new spreadsheet or select an existing spreadsheet. On my end, I'm going to create a new one. And for this one, it's currently being created. And as you can see right here, these are going to be the one you're looking for earlier. So every time someone answers your form or you lodge a task or notes, it will go through here. So you're going to have a very organized tab. Going back in here, I want to reiterate the most important part on this tutorial. Even after creating all of your forms here, if you forgot this very important part, everything will be ruined. So first again, click the 3 dots on the very first question. Right there, make sure that this is clicked. And once it's clicked, under the task, you can now straightly go to task. Under notes, go straightly, take the notes. And basically for that one, you're going to have an option to go next question. However, for this one, since I have successfully added task and notes on each section right there, as you can see, I make sure that each and one of them is going straight for each one of them. Alright? So thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye for now.